Hi, and welcome to GF Square, Gluten-Free Girlfriends with Jen and Ashley, all a part of glutenfreerichmond.com.
Hi. It's been a while.
It has been a few weeks.
It's been a few weeks. Happy New Year once again. It's Jen and Ashley.
Cheers.
And gluten-free living here. We're back at it. And this is a really cool thing about stocking your pantry because, you know, you might not know what to do, especially if you're brand new to the whole gluten-free dealio.
Mm-hmm. And I know recently I had a friend ask, how can she help stock a friend's pantry who recently learned that she needed to go gluten-free? And I think you had a similar situation. Mm-hmm. So what we wanted to do is just kind of go through a small list of the items that we like to keep in our pantry on an ongoing basis, because you never know when you're going to need them, and they're just great staple items to have.
And the big thing is, having stuff in your pantry that, I mean, we're all busy people, that you can throw together a meal, or somebody stops by and you want to throw together a tray or something. It's like, you don't have to think about, oh my gosh, is this gluten-free? Yeah, exactly. So good stuff. So let's start.
Yeah, so we'll go through it, and obviously there are lots of brands to choose from, and what we want to say here is that these are the brands that we found that we like. We like the taste, we like the texture. Obviously, we haven't tried everything yet, so if you have some more ideas, let us know. But we will start with one of our favorites, both of us.
Yes.
These are the Blue Diamond Almond Thins, or they're called Nut Thins, I think. And these are great crispy crackers, awesome with cheese, as to use with a dip. They're really, really good.
And they hold up well too with dips and stuff. And they have pecan, and they have other types of
other
nut
flavors.
But I prefer the almond myself, all of them. And believe me, I've sampled them all.
And all of these are gluten free, so this is a great one to reach for.
And not too expensive either. That's another thing.
Right. The next thing that we have here are the Be Kind bars, and I wanted to bring these because for me, I always want something really quick for breakfast. And so these are fruit and nut bars. They're all gluten-free, wheat-free, and they're great. You can get them almost anywhere now, and they even have them in Starbucks if you want to go in and get your coffee and grab something to eat instead of a pastry. Which
I haven't had them yet, so I'm going to trust you on that one.
They're great. The other big thing, and I think this is something that not everyone thinks about, but soy is used so much for flavoring as a marinade, whatever it may be, in lots of different styles of cooking. So soy actually contains wheat, so we can't have it. They do make a soy that is gluten-free. It's called tamari, and you just look for it right where you would find soy. It's in the same location. So that's a great one to keep in your pantry all the time.
And that's a good, point too that I've been noticing. We were talking about this before we started shooting, and that is that I'm seeing more and more very clearly marked gluten-free, things on products of all types. So, I'm really glad to see that.
Yeah, the labels are getting
It's a lot of work to try to read every label before you buy it,
But that is a great point too. Yeah. If you have a product that you have a question about, don't forget to check the website, because the websites I find are very thorough these days, and they give a great succinct list of all the products they have and what allergens, the foods may or may not contain.
And here's one of my favorites, onto this. Chicken broth, soups, for whatever. We use it for everything. Yeah. Gluten-free, and you don't think about that when you buy a chicken broth. Yeah. We talked about it before, but there is gluten in certain broths, so keep that in mind. This is one of our favorites.
Yeah, Pacific is a great brand, and they actually also make a condensed soup. I think they have the mushroom, cream of chicken, celery, which are great to find as a starter, or if you're making a casserole with rice and you need something quick, don't want to make it yourself. Pacific is a great brand to go to.
And it's really flavorful and gluten-free, of course. That's all I hear.
Now, the other thing we put up here is Greek yogurt. And I put that up because I use Greek yogurt everywhere. I use it for savory dishes as a substitute for sour cream. Not that that's necessarily something that has gluten, but it's just, for me, I like the flavor a little better. But something to be aware of is that some yogurts with fruit do contain gluten. It's either a thickening agent or preservative or what have you.
You don't think about it. That's the thing. Yeah.
You don't. So keep some Greek yogurt around. Get
By
some
the way,
fresh.
That's what I have for breakfast.
Yeah, it's awesome. So filling. It's so filling. But get some fresh fruit and mix it in, and there's your yogurt to start your day.
And fresh fruit is always a good thing anyway.
Yeah.
So. This is another one that we keep in our pantry. And you've used the rolls too.
Cheese rolls.
Cheese rolls, yeah. But pizza crust mix, and it's so easy to make. It's very good, and you can do a pizza crust. But we just made it the other night and made breadsticks for an Italian meal.
Right.
And it was awesome. But just keep it there, you need something like that. It's so easy.
Right.
It takes only a few minutes.
Yeah, and you can just put it together if you have friends coming over for a quick dinner. It's really fast and easy.
And good.
Yeah, delicious.
Which is important.
Now, the other things, we probably talked a lot about. Pasta is one of the big things that everyone always, that how can I have my pasta? So we've talked a lot about brown rice pasta. This is one of our favorites, and I know we've gotten some feedback that it's not necessarily everyone's favorite, but this is one that we really love, the angel hair especially. And then we also have a brown rice penne pasta that Jen uses a lot for her mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese,
and it's a great texture. It turns out beautifully every single time. So definitely keep these on hand, and they're affordable. Again, very affordable.
And that's a big thing too, because you've probably noticed if you're in the gluten-free world that there tends to be a little bit heavier of a price tag on certain things.
Right.
So, I mean, we can't all afford that, so we do look for price points as well. So.
Which actually leads us to our next one. We did put out this Betty Crocker mix. This is something that we're experimenting with now. My mom actually made me a great rum cake over Christmas using the Betty Crocker mix. So we've got the brownie mix. We're going to try that next. But the good news about these, you can buy them everywhere, and they're affordable. So that's a great thing to keep around if you need a quick fix.
If you shop at Food Line, Martin's, wherever, I mean, yeah, Betty Crocker, there she is.
Well,
I don't know how she does it, but
she's everywhere.
And this is a polenta, instant polenta, that is really easy.
Yeah.
And polenta, and we have a little secret here we're going to show you in a second. It won't be a secret so long. But polenta is a great thing
it is.
when you get tired of quinoa and rice. And
Right. I mean, if you want a good starch, polenta is a great thing to have in your pantry because it comes together in 5 minutes. I mean, the hardest part is you have to stand there and stir. That's it. But we did put together this delicious polenta dish, and it literally took me 7 minutes to make. I cooked the polenta, I added some tomatoes and peppers and a little bit of cheese, and that's it. It makes a great side dish. But you can also make a batch of polenta, and you can refrigerate it overnight in a jelly roll pan, cut it out in the morning, and then fry it in the frying pan and use it like toast, which that's a really great additive also.
And polenta, I mean, it's good for you too.
It is,
so.
yeah, it's corn, and you can also bake with it. So, again, it's another great pantry staple if you are going gluten-free.
With all of these products and everything, I had a friend that reached out too that was asking about ADHD, and I know a lot of you probably read about it yourself a lot in the news that parents that are switching their kids to a gluten-free diet.
Right.
And we're not doctors or anything, but a lot of people are doing it.
Yeah, I mean, there seems to be a lot online about parents that are seeing some success, and again, we're not doctors, but
we're not anything.
Yeah, we just like
to eat.
Yeah, but anyway, but it is interesting to see where those conversations are going, and I think the more people that are diagnosed and understand what it's about, the better our selection will be. But
and the point to that too is that we had truly the person that reached out had a 9-year-old, 10-year-old child, and the whole thing is putting together something they'll eat that's gluten free. And I was, we had a bunch of people over for dinner, and we made this huge Italian feast. And I kid you not, everything was gluten free: pasta, meatballs, breadsticks, everything. Nobody knew.
Right. No one said, "Oh, something's
different."
Yeah.
So I mean, using the right products and working with it a little bit. I mean, there are some things that you have to test and go, and we've done that along the way. But sometimes you just put it together and use what you know that is really good, and you just don't know the difference.
That's right.
Yeah.
And everybody else is going to enjoy it if you made it. So we'd love to hear from you guys too. What are your pantry tips? What do you like to keep around? Let us know. Share with everybody.
And you know what? I'm going to eat some polenta. Cheers.
Cheers.
Until next time, we'll be back, and we're going to actually dabble in some homemade gluten-free pasta.
Yes.
I'm in the mood for some ravioli.
I know. I'm excited.
All right. Until next time. Cheers.
Thanks again for joining us for our cooking segment, GF Squared, Gluten-Free Girlfriends, part of glutenfreerichmond.com. Make sure to visit our site and join us on Facebook. If you have a recipe or idea to share or want to become a sponsor, all of our contact information is online at glutenfreerichmond.com. Ashley and I will be back soon with fabulous recipe ideas, wine pairings, and tons of fun. Two girlfriends cooking gluten-free. Awesome.
Nice.